Okay, basically, what is today's session? Okay, what's the topic of the today's session? Basically, today's session is data exploration and visualization. The reason why I would like to teach this topic, data exploration and visualization, because uh, in Lian Feng, we have already upgraded our Office applications from the 2013 to the Office 365. Okay, basically the major differences, okay, for the O365 Excel is like that because in the old time, if you like to do data analytics stuff, you need to be very familiar with those Excel formulas. However, after the upgrade from the old version to the O365, then the Microsoft have introduced two very important tools to us. They are Power Query and Power Pivot. From their name, I think you will know what is Power Pivot. Basically, you may treat the Power Pivot as a very powerful pivot table. Okay, because in the old time, okay, for the pivot table, what you can do is to apply the pivot table analysis on a single table. However, after the introduce of a Power Pivot, then you can handle several tables at the same time to do pivot table analysis. Okay, this is the major difference. I think most of you will know about it. Okay, and the second thing I would like to teach you about is how to make use of Power Query. Basically, Power Query is quite an old term, Okay, and now after the launch of Office 65, Microsoft has changed the name from Power Query to Get and Transform. Okay, basically, what is Power Query? I will show you what is Power Query actually, but I will give you some concept. That is basically query is some few sentences of programming language which can help you to retrieve those specific data from the raw data source to the Microsoft Excel. This is what Power Query can do. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so what next? Okay, let me show you. Basically, I have already sent you the sample file, and as I mentioned before, okay, please unzip the file under the folder document in your machine. And then what you can see from the folder that you just unzip is the folder sample files. What inside the sample file is that you can see something called the CSV file. Inside CSV file, you can see quite a few CSV files already ready inside this folder. Basically, for today's demonstration, I will be making use of the CSV files. So let's have a look what I will do, okay, in the session. Okay, basically for the new Microsoft Office. For the new Microsoft Office, because after the introduce the Power Query and Power Pivot, we will have a link for the existing version of Microsoft Excel. We call it as the Power Excel. Basically, for the Power Excel, we will have a standard process to analyze our data. First of all, to retrieve our data, okay, from the raw data. In the old time, what we can retrieve is only very limited raw data source. In the old time, most probably we will retrieve data from the Microsoft Excel file or maybe from the Microsoft Access file. But now, after the upgrade of the Microsoft Excel, now we can retrieve data from different type of data sources, such as CSV file, JSON file, XML file, even though from the website as well. And then what next is, as I mentioned before, that is from the raw data. Maybe the raw data are is very messy. Okay, that means that it is not it's not well structured. It is very difficult for us to do data analytics. So that's why we will use the Power Query okay, to retrieve those raw data from the data source, and then make and tidy up them and make they more structural and easier for us to do data analytics. And what next here is in Excel, they also introduce a very useful concept, that is data model. In the old time, okay, if you are familiar with Microsoft Access, then you will know what is data model. Basically, for those who didn't have experience of using Access, you may just treat data model as a combination or maybe a connection of several different data sources, okay, from different table, and then link them together to form a data model. After we form a data model, then we can put all the data table into the Power Pivot to do further analysis. Okay, this is the best practice that the Microsoft suggests us in during data analysis. So what should we do now? Just open a Microsoft Excel file first. Okay, first of all, how to open the Microsoft Excel? It's easy. Just press the Window button, okay, and then type Excel. And then you can see Excel over here. Just click this, and then the system will open the Microsoft Excel for you. Because now I would like to open a blank worksheet to retrieve data from those CSV files. So what I'm going to do is to open a blank worksheet over here. Just click this button, and then what I get here is a blank worksheet. So what next? As I mentioned before, I would like to retrieve these CSV files into this Excel spreadsheet. So what should I do? Just have a look on how I do it. Okay, as I mentioned before, I would like to retrieve those data from Power Query. And in Power Query, we may do some data massage. So what should I do? Just go to the Data tab over here. And what you can see here is that, can you see on the left hand side, we've got a button called the Get Data, right? Get Data. If you click the drop down list box over here, then what you can see here are options for you to retrieve the raw data resources. The first two are very simple. The first one is from files. That means if you got the raw data source files, such as the TXT file, CSV file, XML file, or JSON file, you can retrieve them all, okay, with these features. If you say, oh, David, is it possible for us to connect to the database directly? For example, in Lianfeng, we have a system called the XTS. Basically, the XTS is a Oracle database, right? But is it possible for us to connect the Microsoft Excel, okay, to the XTS database directly? The answer, of course, no. Because of the ITS may have some security concern for you to connect directly to the XTS database server. So these features may be useless in Lianfeng environment. However, if you would like to do it in your home database, then you may do it anytime. Because this is very useful. Because whenever you got any data got updated in the database server, if you got these features enabled and connected directly to the database, that means the report you just create in the Microsoft Excel will be automatically got updated whenever any data is updated in your database. This feature is very useful. Okay, actually, okay, make it simple. Okay, we just do it from File and select this option. Because all our data sources are in CSV format, so we click this option, CSV File. And then what next is, okay, go to document, okay, as I mentioned before, I have already expanded the sample file folders over here, and then I will choose the CSV files, and then over here, we've got quite a long CSV folder file over here, right? Okay, this first file, data file, I would like to retrieve, okay, through the Power Query is the customer underscore lookup.csv file. Just select this file and then OK. See what happens. after you double click the CSV file, it will load to our Excel file. But what you can see here is a dialog box. Basically, what is this dialog box for? It will show you, okay, the first 200 rows of data from your CSV file. Basically, okay, at the topmost part of the dialog box, on the left-hand side, you can see something called the file origin. Basically, this part, okay, the system will do it for you. It will try to recognize the character standard of your CSV file. Okay, this part will automatically be did for you. In case if you find that, okay, over here, what you can see are all are dragons, and you need to do it manually by yourself. Of course, okay, really no chance for you to do it manually. And the second option over here is the delimiter. Basically, as I mentioned before, the source data are in CSV format. This format, as you know, the full name for CSV is the comma separated value. Okay, that means all the data and fields inside the CSV file are separated with the commas. So the delimiter, okay, automatically it will choose the comma. Of course, if your data source are with a different have a different delimiter, maybe colon or equal sign or semicolon, something like that, then you may choose it by yourself over here. In this one, as I mentioned before, it will automatically choose the based on the first 200 rows for you. This is the default option. Okay, you may choose. Okay, if you would like to view more data or even know all the data from the CSV file. Okay, you may choose the option for it by yourself. Of course, after you can see all this stuff, you may just simply click the load part. Okay, go into the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. However, at this part, I would like to teach you how to use the Power Query. So that's why I would suggest you to click the Edit button. Basically, after you click this Edit button, then the system will launch the Power Query editor. Of course, as I mentioned before, okay, Microsoft has already changed the name to Get and Transform. However, for the Power Query editor, the name still using the old name, no differences. Okay, so I just call, okay, this is Power Query. That's the reason, because I don't want any one of you get mixed. So that's why I will remain using the old name Power Query in this session. Okay, after you can see, okay, the Power Query editor is open. Okay, what you can see here are the data, just retrieved from the CSV file. Okay, the first thing I would like to mention is the first thing that is this part are the data that you just retrieve from the CSV file. And the second thing that is at the top of each column, what you can see here are the column name for each column. Okay, because the system will automatically recognize the first row of the data are the header, so it will automatically to change, okay, the first row to header rows, just as you can see over here. And then what next here is that for each column, can you see at the left hand side of each column name, if you click over here, you can see, wow, we can choose, okay, different data type for each column. Quite different from the Microsoft Excel, because for the Microsoft Excel, because we will have no idea what is data model in Microsoft Excel. So that's why the data type is not important in Microsoft Excel. However, as I mentioned, in Power Query, after Power Query, most of the time we will use the data, okay, generated from the Power Query to link together to form a data model. So that's why for each column, the system will automatically assign a suitable data type for each column according to the logic of the program. For example, the first row over here, custom ID, it will use the data type is numeric, decimal number. And here, okay, for this one, they will use the what? Use the text format. And here it will use the text option as well. Okay, so this is what you can say. Okay, after you retrieve from the CSV file, the first row will change to header, and each column of the data will be assigned to a specific data type. Okay, is it clear? This is point number one. And point number two is that at the right hand side of the screen, can you see here, we've got something very special. The first thing I would like to mention is apply step. What does it mean? Okay, basically, if you click the source, see what happened to the data source. Basically, for source, promote the headers and change type. What does it mean? That means, okay, these three steps has already been applied to the query. Okay, the first step, what does it mean? That means, okay, it will retrieve data directly from the CSV file. So that's why if you click this step, you can see the first row. Okay, over here is customer ID, customer account number, first name, last name, customer address, so on and so forth. However, if you click next to the step called the promoted header, then what you can see here is the first row has already promoted to be the header. And what next is the change the type. That means it will change the data type for each column to a specific or maybe a most suitable data type for each column. Just what I've mentioned. So that's why these three steps has already been done for you by the system. Is it clear? Okay. And then what next? Okay. Over here at the right hand side, not only you can see the applied step, but also you can see something called the name of the query. Because by default, okay, the name of the CSV file is customer_lookup. So in order, okay, to prevent from getting mixed with the source data name and the query name, so most probably they will add QRY in front of the query, so that we can differentiate from the table and the query themselves. Okay, this is my own notation. Okay, so after that you can see properties. This is the name of the query, and here we show you the first three steps that has been done, okay, by the system itself. And now I would like to do something to massage the data. So just have a look on what I'm going to do. Okay, can you see here? We've got two columns. The first column is the first name, and the second column is called last name. For me, okay, I would like to add an additional column called the full name, okay, which is composite with the first name and last name, a new column. So how can I do it? So what I'm going to do is to how to merge them together. As you can see here at the top of the Power Query Editor, the first tab is called Home, the second one is called Transform, and the third one is called Add Column. As you can see here, okay, we will have different data type, okay, different formulas over here. But as you can see here, from the Transform tab, can you see over here, we've got days, time formula. And also from the Add Column, we will also have the day and time formula. Basically, what are the major differences between this day and time formula and also the features under the Transform tab, like here? Okay, just have a look. Okay, over here we've got the birthday, right? If you say, well, I would like to get a year of the birthdays, so what should I do? I may just simply highlight this column, and then what next is that, okay, can you see over here, we've got an option called Transform, but also we've got the same option under Add Column. What are the major differences? Just have a look here. Transform, I will go to dates. If I say I would like to retrieve the year, I may just choose a year over here, then you will see birthday will become showing the years only, and all the days information and month information will be disappeared. Basically, this is the idea of transform. That means it will transform the original data to a specific data format. So that's why for transform, please be aware of it, okay? Because if you misuse these functions, then some of your data will be removed from the Power Query. This is very important. If you say, David, is it possible for me to fallback the operation? The answer is yes. As I mentioned before, at your right hand side, can you see here? Because we have already applied the features called extract year. So that's why one more step over here. It will say, David, I would like to resume. What should I do? I may just simply click the remove button over here. Then the step is being removed. And then it will fall back to the original day at birth date. If you say, well, David, I would like to add an additional column, okay, to show the year. Is it possible? The answer, of course, yes. But of course, okay, we will no longer to choose the date options under the transform tab. Now, I would like to select again the birthday, but this time I would like to select the add column tab. And then what you can see in the under the add column tab, you can also see an option called the dates. And over here, if you say, David, I would like to choose, okay, only the year. What should I do? Just click the year over here. And then what you can see at the end of the table, and an additional column will be added and called year at the end of the table. You see here, 1961. And here the birthday is 1961. Here is the birthday is 1915. And here is 1915. If you say, David, is it possible to move the last column to next to the birthday? The answer, of course, yes. You may just highlight this column, drag and drop. And then we can put, okay, the year just next to the birthday. Is it clear? Basically, for this demonstration, I would like to show you the major differences between transform features, those features under transform tab and those features under the add column tab. This is very important. If you have any problem, questions, please raise up your questions under the MS team. Okay, or else I don't know you have questions. Okay, what next here is like that. Okay, as I mentioned before, I would like to merge both the first name and last name together to form a new field called the full name, right? So what should I do? Just simply click here and click here. Okay, I will use the control button. Select the first name row and column, and also select also the last name column. After that, if I would like to merge them together, so what should I do? Of course, if you would like to merge them together, you may choose the option transform, like the merge columns under transform. However, if I use this, what happened? Then it will ask me for a new name. Okay, maybe full underscore name. Do we have a separator in between? If I say, okay, I would like to have a separator between the first name and last name. So what should I do? Add a space in between. And then click OK. Then what you can see here is, okay, both the last name and first name disappear. And what I'm going to got is the full name. But this is not good, you know. That means, okay, we lost the last name and first name information. So what should we do? Again, at the right hand side, what you can see here is an operation called the merged column has been applied. So I just remove this option and it will fall back, and then we can again see the first and last name, right? What should we do next? What I'm going to do would like to add a full name column, right? A column called full name. So how to do it? The operation is very simple. Basically, after you click the add column, as you can see here at the left hand side of the screen, you can see something called the custom column, right? Custom column. What's the use of custom column? Just click here. After I click the custom column, see what happens. First of all, it will ask me for the new name for the new column. Full name. This is the name for the new column. And over here, I would like to have the custom column formula, right? So what I'm going to do is to use the first name times the last name. This is what I'm going to do. That means I would like to merge both the first name and last name together and see what happened. And then finally we got it. Wow, how come? How come will appear an error? Are there anything wrong? Okay, so just have a note how to correct it. Okay, so first of all, okay, it shows error. So what should I do? As you can see here, we have already added an additional step over here called add custom. If you would like to correct, okay, the option you just select. So what should I do? Just simply click the gear button over here, and then it will show you again. I can see the formula again. For this one, the reason why, if I add both things together, how come it will become wrong? Because I use a wrong operator to merge two columns. Because as you know, in Microsoft Excel, if I would like to merge two text cell information together, the operator I should use is the ampersand, not the plus operator. So I try to replace the operator from plus to ampersand. See what happens. You can see the full name will become Sherry Loma. Derek, I don't know how to pronounce, okay, because it is, okay, both the first name and last name will merge together. This is very difficult for me to understand which part is the last name and which part is the first name. So what should I do? Again, click the gear button again. I would like to change the formula. Because as I mentioned before, ampersand that means merge two things together. Two things together. Okay, that means two textual information together. So if I add a double open quote, double quote, and ampersand again, see what I'm doing here. First name, I merge a blank bracket over here, a blank space over here, and then again to merge to a last name over here as well. And then click OK. See what happens. I will got the full name is Sherry Lama. Okay, Derek Weekly. Okay, it is very clear for you to read from which one is the first name and which one is the last name. Of course, if you say, well, I would like to reorder Jack and job, okay, to move to field just next to both the first name and last name. So you can see this in your Power Query. So this is a very simple demonstration on how to massage your data. Okay, first thing, okay, it will retrieve all the data for you, okay, from the data source. And second thing, that is, if you would like to retrieve specific data, for example, for dates, okay, then you can making use of these formulas, okay, to retrieve the year only, month only, quarter only, or week only. If you would like to merge them together, you will have some merge function or custom column option. And also another thing you need to be aware of is that the major differences for those functions under transform and under add columns. For add column, you will have an additional column to hold the results, okay, of the massage data. For transform, what you can see here is to transform the original data to the to a specific data type after the transformation operation. Okay, this is very important. So at this moment, what next? Okay, we would like to transform this part of data to the Microsoft Excel for further data analysis. So what should I do? As you can see here, click File, and you can see something called the Close and No tool. Basically, after you click the Close and No tool, what you can see here are table. What does it mean? That means it will retrieve directly from those CSV files by means of the Power Query to copy all the data into this Excel spreadsheet, and then it will form an Excel table. Okay, this is the first one. The second thing, that is, if you would like to apply, retrieve those data directly to generate a pivot table report or pivot chart, you can making use of these two features. If you say, I would like to connect to the data source only, just in case, okay, and no data should be copied to this Excel spreadsheet, then you may select this option. For this option, you may be feeling so strange, because if you think in this way, because if no data is retrieved to the Microsoft Excel, what's the use of using the Power Query? It's useless. However, in some scenario, especially if you would like to apply the features of the Power Query, of the Power Pivot, and this thing is very useful, because if you likely to handle a huge amount of data, it is quite storage space consuming. Okay, if a duplicated data memory space is consumed, this is the kind of wastage of your money and time as well. So for this scenario, I make it easy. Okay, so I just want to retrieve it, okay, to a table and use a new Excel spreadsheet to keep the data. And also one more thing, because later on we would like to use these pieces of data to form a data model. So please be reminded to click this option. This is very important. I will tell you the details, okay, afterward. After that, click OK. So what happened? Okay, if we load the data, okay, at the right hand side, and you can see at the right hand side, you can see, okay, altogether, okay, 10,281 rows has already been loaded, and all the massage data can be seen, okay, at this spreadsheet. Okay, this is the first thing I would like to show you. And then what next is, okay, I would like to retrieve also other data. Okay, just have a look here. Again, I would like to retrieve other data from other CSV file. So again, do the same thing, go to data. And then over here, go to data. If I use the generic method, okay, use the get data from file, maybe it is quite complicated for you. If you are already familiar with this operation, you may just click the shortcut key from task CSV file. You may just click the from task CSV file, this option, and then after that, I would like to get also the product lookup CSV file. So just go to the product lookup CSV file and then double click. So similar to the previous one, okay, it will show you the file origin character set, and here will show you the delimiter, and here we show the first 200 row of your raw data. Basically, this B option has already automatically selected for you. If you say I would like to have a look inside the Power Query, then I would suggest you to click the edit. Okay, just click edit again, and then after that, you can see over here again in the Microsoft, over here in Power Query, you can see, okay, it will use the name at the right hand side, use the name for a product lookup, right? If I would like to differentiate it from QE and table, I will add the skill hour at the beginning of the name of the product underscore lookup, right? And what next is that in the step, the first 3 steps has already been done for you automatically. The first step is from the source, and then promote the first row to be the header, and then the last thing is to assign a suitable data type, okay, to the columns. Okay, this is what I just mentioned. So what next? And now I would like to do the next thing. Okay, as you can see here, which is the product ID, right? And for the product ID over here, on your right hand side, can you see the product retail price, product cost, and here is the product weight and recyclable and no fat, something like this, right? If you say, I would like to know the profit for each product over here, So I would like to have an additional row for it, okay, to show the profit. So what should we do? Just do some similar thing, okay, we did before. What I'm going to do is to calculate the profit. The profit is actually use the retail price to minus the product cost, right? So what I'm going to do is to use the add column over here, and then again use the custom column. Over here, I would like to add an additional column called the profits. And then over here, just click the retail price and then minus the product cost. Basically, okay, you say, well, David, I just find that, okay, the last time what you do is after you click OK, then an error will be shown inside the column. However, basically, if you observe here, it will have a checking message. It will show you whether or not, okay, your the typed formula has error or not. And over here, it will show you low syntax error has been detected. After that, if you find OK, click OK. And then you can see at the right hand side, you can see profit, okay, at the right hand side. Of course, if you check over here, then you can see, wow, okay, I can see the retail price, product cost, and profit as well. Of course, if you say, well, is it possible for me to format it into a specific data type, a specific format? Okay, the answer is I would suggest you to, okay, have a look. Okay, because what is showing here is the format for lowercase, uppercase, capitalization, or trim or clean, something like that. If you are looking for some information, just like the what should I say, like $sign, time convention, something like that, then we will not suppose, okay, to do it inside the Power Query. Because please bear in mind one thing that is very important. Power Query is helping us to massage data and also to retrieve data. The major usage of Power Query is to massage data and retrieve data. That means anything related to formatting, it is not be done, okay, or be did inside the Power Query. I will suggest you to do those formatting stuff inside the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, this is a must for you to bear in mind. This is very important. So what next is that, again, go to File. If you say, David, I want to close and load to, and then select so much things, right? However, how come here has a simpler option? Because for the ... over here, what does that mean? That means after you click this option, it will pop up a dialog box. How about for this option? What does it mean for close and load? That means, okay, after you click this button, just have a look what happened. It will directly, okay, to load all the data, okay, from the query and to form a data table in Microsoft Excel. Okay, just what we just did before. But the first time I did is that I need to select so many options inside that box. However, for more convenient, you may just simply click the close and load. Okay, this operation is simpler and more time saving. Okay, up to this moment, any questions? I will use my iPhone, okay, to check whether or not you have questions. Any questions up to this moment? If you have any questions, please type inside the MS Team. Okay, let me have a look, see whether you have questions. Or no question. Or okay. I just want to have a look, see whether I have questions. Okay, no questions. It's good. Okay, if no questions, that's good. So if no questions, okay, I will continue. Okay, up to this moment, we have already opened and achieved data from both the customer lookup and product lookup. And now, what next is that I would like to retrieve two more query, okay, for this example. Okay, just have a look over here. First of all, go to the data. over here, and then from the task and CSV file again. Okay, as you can see here, okay, we got something called the food mart transaction 1997, and here is the food mart transaction 1998 CSV. Basically, okay, for transactions, what does it mean? As I mentioned before, okay, we have already loaded the customer lookup CSV file and also the product lookup file. Basically, this is the information of our customer and the information of our product, right? However, okay, to keep track on, okay, how many products, okay, they bought from a specific customer, or how many products, okay, a specific item, okay, will be bought from different customer. This is a question, okay. How to record all this kind of transaction? Okay, in our scenario, I will use the food mart transaction 1997 and food mart transaction 1998 to keep this kind of a transaction. Okay, and over here I have a what separate them, okay, into two different files. The first one is from the transaction in the year 1997, and the second file is for the transaction from year of 1998. So how to merge these two records together? This is the question. Okay, so just do it. See what I'm doing. Okay, first of all, I would like to load 1997 through first. Okay, for this one, okay, as I mentioned before, okay, it will automatically load those data from the food mart transaction 1997 to a CSV file, okay, to our table. If you say, well, David, okay, I have no objection, okay, for this structure of the table. Is it possible for me, okay, not going to the Power Query and then directly load into our Excel spreadsheet? The answer, of course, yes. If you click no over here, see what happens. At the left-hand side, you can see one more spreadsheet will be loaded. And at your right-hand side, you can see, okay, from the QE and connection panel, you can see an additional QE has already been created for you at the right-hand side. However, if you say, David, as you mentioned before, you most of the time, okay, you would like to differentiate, okay, to let people know this one is a QE. If now, okay, the name is already marked to be food mart transaction underscore 1997, okay, I cannot see the QRY in front of the QE. Is it possible for me to rename it? The answer, of course, yes. Very simple. You may just simply mouse over it, right click, and over here you can see an option called rename. You may just simply add the QRY over here. Enter. Then the QE is renamed. And again, if you say, well, David, I would like to know also the those data from the transaction 1998 as well. So how to do it? Just do the same thing. From task CSV, again, select the 1998 folder at the file. Over here, just ask the system load directly to the Excel spreadsheet. And then what you can see here is an additional file has been created, okay, at the right hand side of the query and connection panel. If say you would like to rename it, right click it, rename, and add QRY, then you will got two query over here. It is very easy. It is very easy. You say, David, is it possible, okay, to view this QE under the Power QE editor? The answer, of course, yes. Okay, just do it. Just mouse over here and double click. Then this QE will be expanded under the Power QE editor. And what you can see here is at the right hand side, you can see QRY food mart transaction 1998. And also at the left hand side of the Power QE editor, can you see over here? You've got the something called the QE, right? QE option over here. If you click this button, then you can see, oh, if I click different QE name over here, then it will jump to the specific QE we created inside the Power Query editor. Basically, the operation over here is very easy. Very easy. And now, what I'm going to do is another thing. Okay, we have already got the QRY Food Mart transaction 1997, and here is QRY Food Mart transaction 1998, right? So if you say, David, is it possible for me to merge these two QE together, okay, into one? That is from 1990, the transaction from 1997 to 1998. Basically, because actually, although those transactions are separate in 2 different years, however, in time series analysis, they are continuous time series. Okay, for both data from 1997 and 1998. For data analysis, we would like, at the point of view, we would like to merge these two files together. So how to do it? So over here, okay, we got something very interesting. It's called the merge QE and append QE. Can you see here? We've got two options over here. The first one is the merge QE, and the second one is the append QE. Just have a look over here. First of all, okay, before I would like to perform the merge QE or the append QE, I would like to first of all to duplicate one more set of data for the data for the transaction of 1997. The operation is very simple. I would like to first of all to duplicate this query. After I click the duplicate, and then one more set of query has already been copied over here in generate. If we say, David, for this one, what's the purpose for duplicate one more query over here? Because I would like to create one additional query and rename this query to just like this, transaction 97 to 98. For this one, now, at this moment, it will contain only for those transaction data from the year of 1997. But the purpose for me to generate this query is that I would like to rename the original query and then append those data from 1998 to this query. So, the operation, how to do it? So, first of all, select this query, the new query. The new QE is 97 to 98, right? And then what next? I would like to use the home, the feature under the home tab, and feature called the append QE. From the append QE, can you see we've got an option called the append QE. After that, it will ask, do you want to append two tables together? The answer is yes, two tables, because we would like to append both the 1997 with the 1998. For table to append, because we have already got the QE 97 to 98, so that's why it will show you this one is already the current one. If you say, I would like to append with the data from 1998 as well, so I just do it in this way and then click OK. And then what you got here is, okay, the first few rows are from year 1997. For those data at the end of the query, you can see all of them are from the 1998. I just use the filter over here. As you can see here, for a date filter, okay, let's say 1998. 1998. Let's say, yeah, 1998. Okay, no more. Yes. 1998. Yes. You can see those data from 1998 as well has already been appended at the end of the table. Okay, basically for appending two QE together, one thing you need to bear in mind, this is very important. The first thing that is, okay, you need to make sure for both tables are with the same number of columns. This is very important. For example, now for the table for the QE 1997, we've got altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns together, and also here for 1998 transaction table, we also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns together. That means, okay, if we do the append operation, it will append both of them together in case they have the same number of columns in the QE. This is very important. Okay, up to this moment, is it clear? And then after that, okay, we do the same thing. Okay, close and load. And here close and load, because I don't want to select any option from the dialog box. Okay, it's so complicated. I simply select close and load. And then you can see one more thing can be shown over here. That is an additional one, QRY footmark, okay, transaction 97 to 98. Okay, this is what I'm doing for appending, okay, appending two QE together. If you say, well, append is very useful. However, another problem that is, okay, as you can see here, for the append, for this QE, 97 to 98, can you see over here, we've got something very interesting. That are the porter ID and customer ID. What's the use of the porter ID and customer ID? Basically, okay, for each, okay, transaction, okay, there will be have different product will be sold to the customer, and the transaction also have which customer will get involved in this transaction. If you would like to get information, okay, from the customer, then you can make use of this customer ID, or maybe if you would like to get more information about the porter ID porter, then you can make use of the porter ID to retrieve those in detail information from the porter date table. Okay, this is very important. So we will call this kind of key as the foreign key. That means use this key to have to go to the foreign table to ask for more information to do data analysis. So if you say, David, I would like to retrieve data, okay, for this QE, okay, to know more about the product and the customer. So what should I do? In the old time, okay, you may use a very powerful function called VLOOKUP. Okay, for example, like this environment, okay, if you say, well, David, I would like to retrieve data, okay, to know more about the product brand, product name, and product SKU number, okay, from the transaction over here, then you need to have maybe 3 VLOOKUP function to retrieve data, okay, from the table customer, from the table product lookup, to ask to use a VLOOKUP to 3 different columns to retrieve those data and then copy them to this transaction table. The operation is very complicated and may cause quite a lot of human error over there. If you type a character wrongly, then all the calculation will be wrong. This is very dangerous. However, after the use of Power GUI, what you should do now? Okay, I just show you. Okay, again, I go to the QE footmark transaction 97 to 98. In this scenario, we have already combined 2 QE together, right? So we got the QRY footmark transaction 97 to 98, right? Now, if you say, wow, David, I would like to generate another QE, okay, for which, okay, we will have a more in detail customer ID and store ID, customer ID and the product ID information. So what should we do? Just have a look here. Can you see here for home? Besides the append query, we also have something called the merge query. For merge query, if you select this option, merge queries, that means you will merge, okay, the existing query with other queries together to change the original query with more information. However, if you select this option, okay, merge query as view, what does it mean? That means it will generate a new query and merge the existing query together with other new query. So at this time, I chose this option, merge query as new. See what happened. First thing here is, okay, it will generate a new query called merge over here. And now what I'm going to do is to merge the query. The existing query is 97 to 98 with what? With the pod lookup table. For which over here, I need to first of all select which foreign key, okay, you will use, okay, to look for information in the pod lookup table to perform the merge operation. I will select this foreign key, the product ID. And what next here is that, okay, from the product table, I need to select another thing, the other thing called the PK. What's the meaning for PK? PK is the primary key. That means if you would like to keep the uniqueness of a certain table, you need to add a ID, a product ID in front of each column. So this one will become the product ID. Bear in mind one thing that is very important. Because in the view situation, the reason why we should have a PK for each row is that because we would like to keep the uniqueness of each row of data. For example, I forget to introduce myself, okay. My name is David Mann from Hong Kong, okay. Actually, I belong to the digital learning team of Global HR. I'm David Mann, okay. Please bear in mind I'm David Mann. Because I forget, okay, to introduce myself, okay. Because there should be some colleague from Indonesia. So I think I need to first of all to introduce my first. However, I forget to do so. Sorry about it. Okay. Okay, now for the product ID. This one is the product ID. We call it is the PK for the product table. For example, me, David Mann, because in Hong Kong we will have so many David Mann in Hong Kong. Okay, because because David is a name, very common name in Hong Kong as well. So how to differentiate this David Mann from other David Mann from Hong Kong? And the Hong Kong government will assign David Mann with a PK, a permanent key. And the permanent key of David in Hong Kong is the Hong Kong identity card number. So the uniqueness of the Hong Kong identity card number will become the PK for David Mann. So that David Mann in Hong Kong, whenever David Mann being warned by the Hong Kong government or the Hong Kong police, then they will call David Mann which Hong Kong ID card number. Okay, so it will be used to differentiate this David Mann from other David Mann. The same scenario in a table, in a product table, as you can see over here. If I would like to differentiate two products, okay, how to differentiate it? Maybe the two products will have the same product name. However, in order to differentiate it, most of the time we will add a PK at the front, at the first column of the table. Okay, for it to identify the uniqueness of different rows. Just like, okay, the customer code in the custom table of XTS, this is the PK for the customer. Supplier code is the what? Is the PK for the supplier in Lianfeng's XTS system. And now what next here is that after we choose the foreign key, okay, from the transaction table and also the PK from the port table, and now I would like to select, okay, which join we should do. Okay, basically, okay, what I will mention over here is the fee join, okay, called outer join over here, because the most commonly used join in the PowerQV are the outer joins. The first one is the left join. The last one is the right join, and the third one is the full join. What is the major differences between left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join? Okay, give you some idea first. What's the meaning for left and right? In the database management system, in academic field, okay, for the left table, that means the first table. For the right table, that means the second table. That means, okay, for this scenario, our scenarios over here, Left outer join, the left table, that means, okay, this one, the first table will become the left table. And for the second table, okay, that means the right table. The right table will become this one. That means the left table in our scenario is the 97 to 98 transaction table. And for the right table, okay, and ported table will become the ported table of the in this scenario. And the reason why I will choose a left outer join, that means all the information, okay, should be come from the transaction table, okay. And for that means, okay, all the data, all the record from the transaction table should join to a unit or a row, okay, in the second table, in the ported table. This is what it we're going to do. The reason why I choose this one, because that, okay, over here, transaction table means all the transaction in your company. And for the product, it's all the product in your company. If you choose this one, that means all the transaction will be referenced to a specific product. It is very easy to understand. However, if you choose this one, right outer join, what does it mean? That means all the stuff from the second table should look for a matching record in the first table. Is it reasonable? The answer, of course, no. Do you know why? Because, for example, in Li & Fung, maybe we will have more than 100,000 items in Li & Fung. More than 100,000 of items in Li & Fung. However, do you think all the items in Li & Fung, are you sure all of them are being shown or maybe have at least one transaction to sell to our customer? The answer is not necessary we have transaction, because maybe the item is ready over here, however may have no transaction. Just the same scenario in this scenario, okay, maybe some product will have no transaction at all during the period from 97 to 1998. So that's why I would suggest in this scenario to use the left or outer join instead of the right outer join. Okay, after we choose the left outer join, and then again click OK. See what happened. First of all, okay, you need to have a look. Besides the 97 to 98, we will have an additional QV called the merge 1 over here. If we say, well, merge 1, I don't want to use merge 1, okay, it's not so nice. So I may just have here QRY and the transaction. QRY transactions. Okay, TRANSCATIONS transactions. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. And what next is that you can see at the right hand side of the new query, you can see we've got something called the QV product lookup. And here it will show you all our tables, right? And then what next? I just click this button, okay, expand it. See what happened. After I click the expand button, it will show me all the field name inside the product table. Okay, for example, if I say, well, I would like to show, okay, I will uncheck the select all option first. Okay, if I would like to show the product brand, product name only, or maybe I would like to know also the profit, okay, that we made from this product. Okay, show also the profit as well. So I just select this three options: product brand, product name, profit, and also maybe you like to know the whether it is recyclable or low fat. Okay, just add this 5 as well. Okay, product brand, product name, profit, recyclable, and also low fat. After that, click the OK button. See what happened. At the right hand side, you can see, well, we can now merge these two tables together, and then we find that, wow, we've got the brand name of the product, and the also the name of the product, the profit of each product, each item. And here it will show you, okay, whether it is recyclable or not recyclable. Okay, this is very important. Okay, up to this moment, any questions? If you have any questions, please type your question in MS Team and I will answer you. Any questions up to this moment? Actually, up to this moment, if no questions, okay, maybe let us have a 5 minutes break, or maybe a yes, maybe a 10 minutes break. 10 minutes break. Maybe most of you, okay, may have some problem, okay, and won't have time to waste, okay. So maybe we'll have a 10 minutes break. 10 minutes break, okay, okay. As just I mentioned before, I have just to create a new QE called the QRY transactions. Basically, this is a QE which is composed with those transaction record from 1907 to 1908, and also I also use the merge operation in Power QE to merge those data, okay, with the from the power from the product table as well, so that you can see here you got also the name of the brand of the product, the name of the product, and also the profit, okay, of the product as well. Okay, so again, if we say, is it possible to add an additional data over here to calculate the price, maybe the profit from each transaction. Okay, so the operation is similar to the one we just we just learned before. That is, go to the add column, and over here we've got something called custom column, and then after that, here we say profit, POFIT, profit of the transaction. Profit of the transaction. And then over here, we just call here, use the QRY product lookup profits, and then multiply it with the quantity. And here it will show you, okay, no syntax errors have been detected. After that, hit the OK button. Then you can see the profit transaction column has been added, for which is basically the profit multiplied the quantity for each transaction. The operation is very simple. Okay. After that, we just go to the file and close and null and see what happens. It will take times to load because altogether I will have 269,000 rows we know to this file. Okay, so if you have any analysis need to further to do it, okay, then you can making use of here. Okay, what you can do is over here you can do something in addition. Okay. Now, another thing I would like to teach you is like that. Okay, go to the QE transaction again. Okay, because as I mentioned before, okay, we have already got the simple calculation, okay, for each transaction. Okay, and here also we can calculate the profit transaction as well. Okay, with the merge, both the merge function and the additional column to calculate the profit of each transaction. The operation is very simple. Now I would like to further to do something complicated. For example, can you see here from transform? We also got something called the group by. What does it mean by group by? Okay, in order, okay, to let you know more about what's a group by, okay, before we do this operation, I will suggest you to duplicate one more QV over here. QV transactions, and here we've got the QV transaction bracket 2. This one is duplicated from this one. And over here, I will rename this to QV trans group. And then after that, what should I do? Okay, I would like to use this QV, and then again, go to the transform over here, and then use this option, group by. See what happens. We will ask you, okay, what do you want? Okay, group by what? For example, I would like to group by the blank. Okay, because according here, we've got something called the ordered brand, right? Group by the brand. What next I would like to do is would like to cap, or maybe have an option called the total profit. Okay, and here I would like to use the operation called the sum of what? To sum up all the profits underscore transaction. And then over here, what next? Okay, because I would like to check, okay, which brand give us the highest profit. So I can making use of this operation over here. Okay. So what happened? And over here, we've got a very simple query. Okay, it will show you different brand will give us, okay, a certain lump sum of money or profit, just like this. If you say, wow, David, I would like to show it in the Excel table, show how to do it. File, okay, and then close and no. See what happened. Okay, this is what, okay, you can see from Microsoft Excel. If you say, wow, David, it is not so nice looking, so how to do it? Because here is already, okay, the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. You can apply any Excel operation over here. Just have a look here at the right hand side in the QV and connection panel. Okay, we have already know altogether 111 rows has been known. That means altogether we have how many brands? 111 brands. And over here, I would like to change the format. I just select this box, okay, and press Shift and Control down arrow. Then it will highlight all the number for me. This is for number 1. And second, go to the home, and then to make sure I collect to the 2 decimal place over here. And also this one is the dollar with the dollar sign. I will show it as the dollar. Okay. And second thing, I would like to make it more to visualize all the stuff. For example, here I would like to visualize, okay, to let people more conveniently to see which brand provide the contribute the most, okay, to the to the company, okay. So just highlight this, and then go to the conditional formatting, and then I will use the data bar option over here, and I just simply select, okay, maybe use the this one, the blue color one, and over here you can see, wow, you can see the bar chart, okay, for each brand. Okay, we can check very easily, okay, for which the terminals, okay, which will contribute the most profit to our company. This is a very easy data analytic. This is very simple. Is it here? And now again, I would like to know more about the nature of the Power Query as well. Okay, again, we go to the QRY trans group query. As I mentioned before, for QE, basically it's some operation or maybe some kind of language, okay, to help you to retrieve data from the source data and then to retrieve them and then do certain calculation, and then after that we put it in the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, right? And then we can further to do more and analysis stuff, right? But now, okay, if you ask, okay, basically what is the language? I would like to see the language, okay, because as mentioned before, up to this moment, okay, I can see what you're doing is to choose options, and no more complicated language over here. If I would like to have a look on the exact, okay, language that we apply in the Power Query, how can we do it? Okay, basically, if you go to View over here, if you go to View tab over here, can you see here, we've got an option called the Advanced Editor. Advanced Editor. See what happened? Basically, after you click the Advanced Editor, it will show you, okay, if you are not using the Power Query Editor tools, what you should type, okay, to ask the Microsoft Excel to perform such complicated operation. Basically, you need to know this language before you do this operation, because most of us are not coming from the computer science field. To learn this kind of language, it is a little bit difficult, okay? So that's why Power Query provide a very useful and nice looking user interface for us to do this, to make this complicated operation more easy. This is very important. This is point number one. And point number two is, okay, for the QE transaction group, okay, basically, okay, as I mentioned before, okay, for this one, the transaction group, it is depends on what? Come from the transaction QE. Basically, I just duplicate it from this QE. And basically, for transaction QE, it depends on what? Depends both the ported QE and for the QE from 97 to 98. And 97 to 98 is based on the QE, 1997 and 1998 as well. So the relationship here for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 QE are very complicated. If you would like to have an overview on the relationship, then you click this option, QE dependency. Then you will know, wow, more about what is Power Query. Okay, I just want to expand it, yeah, to let you have a look on that. Yes. Okay, can you see this? Okay, basically, okay, at the very beginning, okay, for the customer lookup QE, it will retrieve data directly from this CSV file, and also this one as well. Okay, this one for the MAR transaction, okay, and here for this QE transaction also, okay, from the data source. So what you can see here is this table, this table, this table, and this table are come from the raw data sources. And then after that, okay, you see over here, and for this table, okay, we will duplicate one more, okay, to form the query. And this one is basically the merge for this table and this table. So finally, we've got the QE transaction group. And for the QE transaction group, where it comes from, it will retrieve data from the product lookup and then to group together to see which brand contribute the most profit to our company. That's why this overview, this QE dependency view is very important. And this, from this QE dependency view, you will know more about the dependency and the source data, where it comes from and in which QE depends on which QE. This is very, very important. Okay? So, after that, what next? What next? Okay, now we have already go through quite a lot of them. Okay, so at this moment we have already got, okay, these queries. But now if you say, if I would like to perform some more complicated operation, like, okay, how to apply the power pivot, maybe a pivot table operation to this data, So how to do it? Then this is another question. So just have a note over here. Basically, okay, if this is the first time for you to do the Power Pivot and Power Query, okay, if you click data, okay, click the data option in Microsoft Excel. Now I go back to the Microsoft Excel. In Microsoft Excel, okay, you can see here we've got a data tab, and under the data tab, you can see a section called the data tools. Data tools. In data tools, you can see a button called the Manage Data Model. Just simply click the Manage Data Model, see what happens. Okay, after you click the QE Customer Lookup like this, you can see, well, Customer Lookup table over here. How come you can see the QE Custom underscore lookup over here? Basically, what is the name of this environment? As you can see at the top right, top left corner of the application, the name of this editor is the Power Pivot for Excel. That means this environment is Power Pivot. And also, how come you can see QE Customer underscore lookup? The reason why? Because for the QE Customer underscore lookup, just have a note over here. For this one, at the very beginning, okay, I just do it over here. At the very beginning, okay, just mouse over here, and then choose the menu button over here. And then over here, you can see an option called Load To. Do you remember the first time I clicked the Load To with the style box menu? I have already clicked this option, add this data to the data model. That means, okay, after I click this track box, okay, then all this table will automatically be added to the data model. So that's why we can see this table inside the what? Inside the Manage Data Model. That means that's why we can see this table can be found under the Power Pivot for Microsoft Excel. If you say, well, David, is it possible, okay, for the rest of the table, let's say, just have a look here. For this table, okay, for the QE product lookup, okay, because we have already added the QE customer lookup to the data. However, how about for this one, QE product lookup, how to add it back to our data model? This is a question, right? How to do it? So at this moment, we may just simply go to the QE over here. Okay, this is actually the correct option. Okay, go to the QE product lookup and go to the QE, and then over here you've got something called the Load To, right? And over here you just simply click this option, add this data to the data model. Okay, and the rest of them remain the same, no need to change. Okay, and then over here it will again, okay, current connection to the table, people will say okay, okay, just say okay to continue. Then it will be done for you. Okay, that means, so hey, at this moment, just have a note over here. You may just simply click alternate tab back to the table over here. After the operation we just applied, now in the Power Pivot for Excel, we will have both the customer lookup table and also the product lookup table as well. And now, I would like to add also this one, the QRY food mark transaction 97 to 98 to the data model as well. So how to do it? Just select this one, and then go to QE again, and then over here press the Load To button, and here click also the add this data to the data model. Again, okay, continue, click OK to continue. After the system achieve again all the transactions from 97 to 98 to the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, And then now if we fall back to the Power P4, you can see also the footmark transaction 97 to 98 table also be ready inside the Power P4 for Excel environment. Is it here? So what is the use, okay, for this environment? As I mentioned before, if you would like to apply the P4 table analysis, okay, basically you need to first of all to form a data model. The reason why, because in the old time, if you would like to apply the P4 table analysis to a single table, it is very easy. You may just simply apply the P4 table and select which table you would like to apply the P4 table analysis to. However, for those information, if they are come from different table, then you need to first of all to build a data model to link them together with a specific relationship together to form something called the data model. After you form the data model, then you can apply the P4 table analysis to that data model. So the operation, how's the operation? Now, first of all, we need to to put all the related or required data sources, that means the data table, to the data model environment. This is point number one. And point number two is that if you would like to have a look on the data model, as you can see here in the Power P4 for Excel environment, under the Home tab, can you see at the right hand side of the ribbon, can you see there is an option called the diagram view. Diagram view. Please check the diagram view. After that, you can see we got fee table over here. I should say fee table entity over here. What does it mean by the table entities? Okay, let's have a look over here. As I mentioned before, okay, basically for this one is the transaction table. And for this one is basically the product table. And for this one is the product customer lookup table. Okay, just have a look here. If I say, if from the transaction point of view, okay, basically we got the product ID and customer ID over here. The use for product ID is that this one will act as a foreign key to link to the primary key in the product ID, just the same one, to ask the system to look for information from the product table. So, how to build the relationship? Okay, with the transaction table, to build a relationship between the transaction table and also the product table. The steps are very simple. Just simply select the product ID over here and drag and drop the product ID over here inside this table. After you release your mouse button, then you can see a relationship has already been built. And also the same thing. From the customer ID, simply drag and drop to the customer ID inside the customer lookup table and release. See what happens. Then you can see, wow, we got the customer lookup table linked to the transaction table as well. And then after that, we have already built relationship, okay, for this fee table. That means a very simple data model has already been built. But before we carry on, okay, something I need to clarify clearly over here. The first thing that is, okay, for the data table, okay, we need to make sure that we know the relationship, different relationship between tables. As you can see here, can you see here is the link. In the link here, one side of the link you can see a 1 over here. And at the other side of the link, you can see an asterisk over here. What does it mean? It means this relationship is something called the one-to-many relationship. If you would like to know more about what is the relationship, to have a look on, okay, what relationship between each table, okay, you may have a very simple option over here. Okay, over here you can see something called the design. Okay, and here you've got an option called the manage relationships. After you click the manage relationships, then you can see over here we've got something like this. Here we show you, okay, is the relationship is active or not, and here you say yes, and which the relationship is between which table to which table. Here table 1, here it will show 97 to 98, 97 to 98, and link to which table. The first table is from the customer, and this one is to the product. And also over here it will also show you, okay, the cardinality. This basically it will show it is many to one and many to one relationship. What does it mean by many to one or one to many relationship? Basically one to many and many to one are the same. Basically the idea is like that. As you can see here, the relationship over here is one. It means what? One customer may have several transactions with the company. The reason why? Just like what in the end? Maybe our customer, okay, a single customer will have several transactions with Li & Fung. This is very easy to understand because they will have a more than one time transaction with Li & Fung to do business with Li & Fung. So that's why the customer to the transaction relationship, the relationship is very simple. This is one to many relationship. That means one customer may match to many transactions inside transaction table. This is very simple. This is for number 1. And also the reason why for the product and the transaction relationship, they are also belongs to the one-to-many relationship. This is very simple. The reason why. Here it will show you the product ID. That means in Li & Fung maybe the style number. Maybe one single style number can be bought by different customer. Maybe to different transaction. Maybe, okay, for this product, maybe this product, okay, with the product ID is A001. This product may be sold to 10 different customers. It can be sold in 10 different transactions. So that's why the transaction may be like this. 10 different transactions may be made to the same product ID, just like the product I'm showing you right here. So that's why the relationship over here is one to many. However, if you say, David, in case, are there any possibility to have some relationship which is one-on-one relationship? The answer is of course yes. However, if there are really relationship between two tables which are one-on-one relationship, then I will suggest you to merge these two tables into one in order to enhance the speed for the calculation and data analysis. Because for one-on-one relationship, there are no need, okay, for you to build a relationship and link them together through the Power Pivot environment, because it is kind of wastage of your computing power of your computer. Okay, so I will suggest you before to do the analysis, I will suggest you maybe use the join or merge function in the Power Query to merge that table together into one. It will save a lot of calculation time from your computer. So that's why for those one-on-one relationship table, I will suggest you to put it into a single table. Just like the relationship between you and your wife or you and your husband. Because okay, you and your husband, this is one-on-one relationship. Okay, so that's why you will get married and live together in a single room. This is the operation. Okay, so in case, let's say here, if you say, well, are there any relationship, okay, which are many to many? Because we have already mentioned one-on-one relationship and one-to-many relationship. If the relationship is many to many, then how to do it? Basically, here is a very good example to demonstrate what is many to many example. For those many and many example, okay, because just guess, for many customers, they will have many transactions to buy different product in Li & Fung, right? So, if you really need to handle a many-to-many relationship between two tables, for this scenario, basically for customer table and the product table, the relationship between these two tables are already many and many-to-many relationship. For this scenario, we will need to have a transaction table in between to link them up. So that's why for many to many relationship, we need to add a table, maybe the transaction table, to link the relationship together, just like the scenario over here. So in the future, if you face some table, if the relationship is one-to-one relationship, then I would suggest you to put them together into a single table and then do analysis. If the relationship is one-to-many, then you may just making use of the link option and the relationship building option features in the Power Pivot in Excel, okay, to do it. Just like what I just did right now. For those relationship for which is many to many relationship, then I will suggest you to build a transaction table in between to handle the relationship between the many and many to many relationship, just like the customer with the product over here. So up to this moment, do you have any questions? If you have any question, just please simply type inside the MS Team. Please simply type inside the MS Team. Okay? So now, just have a look over here again. Because, okay, we have already built this relationship. So what next? Okay, so what next is that we would like to perform some very complicated operation. Let's say, okay, the pivot table analysis. So after we build this data model, what next is that we can apply the pivot table analysis to this data model. How to do it? Very simple. Just click here and then to ask the system, okay, I would like to perform the pivot table analysis. Just click here, pivot table. And then after that, it will ask you, do you want to create a pivot table in the Excel spreadsheet? Yes, new Excel spreadsheet. Okay, okay. Then you can see, okay, a very complicated panel can be seen, okay, at the right hand side of your Microsoft Excel. But up to this moment, okay, I forget to do a very important thing. That is to save the Excel file. Because I need to send you the recording videos and also the example file afterward. So that's why I need to save also the example file as well. Okay, just wait a minute. Okay, I would like to save this file, okay, back to my repository, or else I will lose this example file. I will have a no file sent to you. Then you will have no stuff, okay, to do with revision. Okay. So after that, okay, I need to create a file called session, and today is the 14th of August in 2018. And here, this one is the example example file at 140/2018. Yes, I need to save it back to the OneDrive first. Okay, of course it will take some time because I already know quite a lot of information. Okay, do you want to start new instance? No. Wow. Oh, my Excel got hanged. Maybe because out of memory. Okay, anyway. Actually, well, it's so normal now because of the recovered. Okay. Now, okay, I save it again because it's not yet safe. Still in the document. Example at 14/08/2018. Now again, I already saved it in my local machine. So After I apply the power pivots over here, okay, what you can see here is, okay, on your right hand side is pivot table views. Okay, it will say, David, I also got this one, QE and connection, and how to resolve it, because up to this moment maybe the QE and connection option is no longer required. So how to diminish it? Just simply click this close button and it will go away. It will say, I would like to show it again. So how to do it? Just go to the under the data tab over here, click the QE and connections. Then it will show you again. Okay, at the right hand side of the panel. This is point number one. And point number two is, okay, at the right hand side you can see something very similar to our pivot table, but what you can see here is quite different. But first thing I would like to show you is that, can you see at the right hand side, you can see again the choose button, the gear one. Because for the power pivot, because for those information are very complicated, and we will need to handle quite a lot of different fields from different tables. In this complicated scenario, I will suggest you to select this layout. The field sections and area section side by side. As you can see here, all the tables will be put at the left hand side, and those filtering sections will be shown on the right hand side. Okay, it is much more easier for you to handle. At the topmost part of the table view over here, you can see different table name. Basically, if diminish, okay, collapse, okay, the option over here, you can see different table, okay, will have a separation line in between. However, for the topmost three table, it will put in the same section. The reason why? Because the computer can detect these three tables are coming from the same data model, so they will be put inside the same section. So what can we do in the pivot table? Let's have a look over here. Basically for the customer, okay, as you can see here, okay, for those customer, they will come from different customer, will come from different city, right? Maybe for this time, I will just drag and drop the customer city to the rows over here. You can see the row over here. And what next? If I say, well, David, I would like to know, okay, the number of transaction for each city, then what should we do? Quantity, we got here quantity, right? But how a number of quantity, that means a number of pieces of the items, okay, will be sold in different city. Then we will just drag and drop the quantity to the value over here. We'll have a customer of quantity over here. If you say, well, again, if I say, I would like to know also the some information about the product, for example, the product brand over here. Okay, because I would like to know a different brand, the selling of different brand in a different city. So I just try to okay, move the drag and drop the product brand under the table, put the lookup over here to the column. Then what you can see here is that we have already built a very simple data analytic matrix, okay, for different brand and different city, and see, okay, their selling quality, okay, in different city. This is very, very simple, right? It will say, wow, David, wow, it is so huge amount of data. It is very difficult for me to recognize, okay, which city and which brand have a better selling, okay. So what should we do? Then we need to make it like a heat map. Okay, I just highlight them like this. Highlight all of them. And then after that, again, I go to the home over here, and then we apply a very traditional option called the conditional formatting over here. And then over here, we've got something called the color scale. For example, if you would like to have this color scale, Okay, green to right to red. What does it mean? Apply a color gradient, a range of cells. The color indicate where each cell value falls within the range. If I say this one, see what happens. After I click this, that means what? For the red in color, that means for which with lower selling rate. However, for the green one, we will have a higher selling rate. However, if you say, I would like to change it, how to change it? Just click the condition formatting again, and then go to here, go to manage rules. We have already applied this rule, okay, the formatting. If you say, I would like to change the rule, how to change it? Add the rule, and then over here, to tell people, okay, for lowest value, use red in color. I say, wow, red in color is not high and lowest. I would like to change it to blue in color is the lowest. Okay, 50% percentile will be right. For the highest, I will use red in color, like this. See what happens. After that, I click OK, and then OK again. Then the analysis has been changed. And then if we diminish it, then we can easily see, okay, which one will have the better cells. But this one, because nearly every cell are in deep red color, then we will know, okay, this one, this brand, the Hidalgo, I don't know how to pronounce, okay? This one has a very good cells, okay, across different cities, okay? If you say, well, another one is this one, we can tell from the color very easily. Basically, okay, what I will teach you today is how to identify, okay, which one is better from the visualization process. Because this is very important in doing data analysis. Because before you go in depth to do data analysis, to have an overview of different type of data and maybe have an overview on the allocation of your data is very important, or else you can do nothing on the data. As you can see here, this brand is also very good, okay, of very good sales as well. If you would like to think about to consider in the vertical way, then you can see maybe the cities, the city, and also the cities are with very good sales in the cities, because at least you can see most probably, okay, the red in color, color in where and color in right, okay, will have the highest portion. So you will know this selected city may have the highest sales volume, okay, for our company. Basically, this is what I would like to teach for today's session. Up to this moment, any questions? Any questions? If you have any questions, okay, please feel free to raise inside the MS team. This is very important, okay, because in the MS team, if you have any questions, you may just simply raise inside MS team, and I will teach you, okay, I will teach you and give you solutions. Basically for today's session, I've already got the recording for the recorded session. Okay, so after the session, I will send the recorded session to all of you, so that if you still have any problem, and you may just try my examples, and then to do it at home, to practice, okay, and then follow my videos, or say step and do it step by step, and then I think you will know more about it. Basically, this is what I would like to teach for today. Okay, so you still have any questions, you may leave your message in the MS team, and then Peter and I will try our very best, okay, to give you solutions.